I'm Kiera Morgan. Thanks for joining me for Coffee with Kiera, sponsored by the Human Being in Newport and Lincoln City. And today I am excited to be here at the National Guard Armory with Sgt Langston. We are talking a little bit about our community and the great things that the Army National Guard is doing for our community. But first of all, Sgt Langston, tell us a little bit about you.
So, I have served in the military for just under 7 years. I was prior service Marine Corps 4 years. I was stationed in Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii, and I got out for about 2 years and just figured out that the civilian life really wasn't for me. I missed the brotherhood and all the benefits that the military organization itself as a whole can provide an individual. So I decided to stay close to home. I enlisted back in the Oregon National Guard at the beginning of this year, and I have done nothing but heard great and done great things with the Oregon Army National Guard.
That's wonderful. Let's talk a little bit about what your job is with the Army National Guard.
So I'm a recruiter. So I'm the front face of the National Guard here just in Newport. And my area is all the way from Lincoln City all the way down to Yachats. I just help individuals and guide them in the path of the military. If it's not the National Guard, that's up to them 100%. But I would just like to forefront out that this is what my organization has to offer. Here are my benefits. Here's everything that we can give you as an organization.
So let's talk a little bit about that. If someone were to join, what are some things that they would do? Do they have to go through boot camp, for instance?
Yes. So if you are non-prior service, you have to go through boot camp, which is about 10 weeks over on the East Coast. You train with the active Army, and then you get done. BCT is what they call it, which is basic combat training. And then you go to your AIT school, which is your advanced individual training. And then from there, it's a duration of a couple months to maybe a year, depending on the MOS that you choose. And your MOS is your job.
Wonderful. What are some of the jobs that are available?
So 3 ones right now in the state of Oregon that are very big. They're low density MOS is what we call them. They just don't have a whole lot of numbers. Is 11 Bravo, I want to say 13 Bravo, and 19 Delta. 11 Bravo is the number one in Oregon. We offer a $20,000 bonus for 6 years to enlist as an 11 Bravo through.
And what is an 11 Bravo?
It's just a basic infantryman.
Okay. And what are the others?
19 Delta is a cavalry scout, and 13 Bravo is a artilleryman.
All right. So lots of opportunities for folks who are interested. And how much time commitment do they need to give with the Guard?
So we ask that you give us 1 week in a month and about 2 weeks in the summer, depending on what your unit needs you to do and where they want you to be trained for. So 1 week in a month, so that's just 2 days. You get to do National Guard stuff, and then for the rest of the month, you get to go back to your normal life and live like you were just another person walking down the sidewalk.
So do folks get paid to do this as well?
Yes, and you could, as a high school student, so the earliest we can enlist you in the National Guard to be 17 years old, and the oldest we can take you is, I want to say, 32. So, and then if you have prior service, you can, all that time that you served in prior service will count towards your time that you can come back in the Guard with. And if you haven't served, or if you have served, if you did boot camp and you come back in after 10 years, before 10-year, your 10-year mark, you don't have to go back through boot camp.
So that's beneficial.
Yes. Yes. Everyone likes to do it with me one time, and that's about it.
One and done. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the benefits to being a Army National Guard soldier. What kind of things can folks get from it besides being able to stay local?
We offer 100% state and federal tuition assistance to any public and some private schools in the state of Oregon. We offer lower health insurance policies. Health insurance costs for individuals, so you're not paying an unlawful amount of money for health insurance. We offer 401ks for retirement, and we offer what we call the VA home loan, which is just a no money down home loan that you can get, especially starting off as an individual like 18. You come out of high school and you do your first 6 years, about 24, 25. To get that home loan and buy your first home at that age is, you're way more steps ahead of most individuals about your age.
Not to mention the college education. That's incredible.
And then also, I didn't say is if you have student loan debt up to $50,000, we will repay that. So
Woohoo! All right. So folks are going to be lining up at your door to sign up.
I hope so. Keep me in the office more.
Let's keep this guy busy, folks. So, what are some of the benefits to the community that the Guard offers?
Wildfires over behind Lincoln City. There was local soldiers here, about 45 of them that served on it last year, and they stayed close to home. They'd sleep here at my armory, and then they go up and work the next morning. And basically, what they did was just trying to keep the population out of what the other the firemen, the firehouses going to that fire. They kind of kept them all. They just helped them in anything they needed to have assistance with, and then some of them went out there and actually helped put out the fire.
So, are there other things that you do in the community?
Yes. So currently, right now, we are helping out with rebuilding some of the roadways here or in our community. We give out food assistance to other organizations that need help with stuff like that. Me personally, I'll help out with any of the Chamber of Commerce, like holding maybe a meeting here or something that they need help with, and I can come and talk to some of the individuals that come in and want to talk. I mean, they go do their thing, and then I'll come in and say, hey, this is what I have to offer. This is what I'm doing to help you out, kind of stuff like that. So,
What are some things that you're doing currently with students?
So currently, I like to go into the high schools and just give a brief overview of what my organization has to offer. I am working with a few schools right now to run some PE classes to kind of get kids out and kind of just introduce them to kind of like the not like a per Army test, but like a little light thing, and just to kind of get kids moving and motivated, and especially after last year's little thing where everyone was kind of cooped up, and I know that a lot of people want to get out and kind of have more fun. So I'm going to start doing some of that. I've also just supported the Walport Chamber, their Christmas event. So the National Guard put out for, we bought their Christmas wreaths, and in return, they are putting up signs across the 101 with my contact information so that it's a win-win between my organization and the community, so that the community of Walport can have their wreaths that they requested from me.
That's amazing. And we're so grateful to have you guys here because there's lots of ways that you really help out. As you mentioned, your first responders. So everyone is in preparedness mode when it comes to the Cascadia event. That includes you guys too, right?
Yes, yes it does.
That's important for the community. And let's talk a little bit about for not only young folks coming out of high school. This is a good opportunity for them to join, but also, as you mentioned, other adults who may have other jobs that may have wanted to get into the Army but can't do that time commitment because they have a job or a career. You can still work around that, right?
Yes, our organization, per active Army or active Marine Corps or active Navy, they want you to be there all the time. Whereas my organization, we understand that everyone has a life beyond the military. So we're more family oriented. This thing called a split train, and it's just a form that you'll send up to your command, and they'll approve it, and then you go and you make up your time later, so that you can go into like a family. Let's say you're having a baby, and it's important for you to be there. Whereas active Army, there's a lot more avenues that they have to go down. Whereas mine is just basically a couple forms, and your commander's going to be like, I understand. Please go be with your family.
And another way that you're giving back to the community during this holiday season, I see out here in your parking lot, you've got some trees for troops, right?
Yes. Freedom Trees, run by the FRG over here. It's all the costs of it go, and it helps out the soldiers who are currently mobilized, helping out across the United States with the Afghan population coming over, and they're over there. They are processing these individuals to come into the United States to be United States citizens. Another thing is that all the money that is raised by these trees is helping the soldiers over there out with stuff that they may not be able to afford. There's also, if you come in your active service member, like over here we have the active Coast Guard personnel. There's like about 80 of them. If you come in here, or just a first responder just in general, and you show the individual who's running this, you'll get a pretty decent cut for being active duty or a first responder.
That's amazing. And you help out those folks locally. Everybody works. What I love about our community is that everybody does work together, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, that's the whole intent of it. As the time has gone, we're almost 2 years in this COVID pandemic, but
Hard to believe, isn't
it's
it?
becoming one again, just like old America used to be, where everyone was patriotic and hung out a flag on their front porch. I think that's the ultimate goal of the Oregon Army National Guard.
Wonderful. Sergeant Langston, if someone is listening to this and they would like to get a hold of you, how may they do so?
They can, one, come to my armory and knock on the door. I'm usually here quite often, or if I'm not here, I've left business cards out by my front door. My phone number is 541-450-7315. If you want to communicate with me via email, it's on the card. It's a really long email, and a lot of people might get a little bit confused because my first name's a little
But
bit
come and
different.
pick up his card at
Yes,
the
of
Newport
course.
Armory, right?
Yes.
That's the easiest way. All right. Anything else you want to add as we're wrapping up?
Nope.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining me for Coffee with Kiera, Sergeant Langston. Again, we're sponsored by The Human Being in Newport at 6th Street and Highway 101, and in Lincoln City at the north end of town on the west side of the highway by TLC Credit Union. For Oregon Coast Breaking News, I'm Kiera Morgan.